Hello, friends, and welcome to episode 1106 of the Juicebox Podcast, an episode I didn't expect to be putting out today. Well, if you've been listening to my Wegovy diaries, welcome back. This is Wegovy diary number 9, and the last one that's going to be called Wegovy Diary. But I don't want to spill the beans just yet. You might notice this one's a little shorter than most, actually a lot shorter. You'll see why at the very end. And the next time this happens, next time there's a diary out about my weight loss, should be about a month from now. You're going to want to look for a slightly different title. Keep your eyes open. Might not say Wegovy Diary next time. Nothing you hear on the Juicebox Podcast should be considered advice, medical or otherwise. Always consult a physician before making any changes to your healthcare plan. Don't forget to save 40% off of your entire order at CozyEarth.com. All you have to do is use the offer code JUICEBOX at checkout. That's JUICEBOX at checkout to save 40% at CozyEarth.com. A huge thank you to one of today's sponsors, AG1. Drink AG1.com/juicebox. You can start your day the same way I do, with a delicious drink of AG1. If you're looking for community around type 1 diabetes, check out the Juicebox Podcast private Facebook group, Juicebox Podcast, Type 1 Diabetes. But everybody is welcome. Type 1, Type 2, gestational, loved ones, it doesn't matter to me. If you're impacted by diabetes and you're looking for support, comfort, or community, check out Juicebox Podcast, Type 1 Diabetes on Facebook. Everybody, it is December 12th, 2023. Time for another Wegovy Diary. I had an interesting week last week. Went on a little trip, was gone for a couple of days, banged around New York City with my wife and my daughter. A lot of restaurants, no home-cooked food, nothing of the sort, actually. Let's see what happened. Also, for those of you who heard me cry in the last episode, if that made you uncomfortable, I apologize. What do we have here? Looks like today is the 12th, which makes 7 days ago the 5th. Is that right? Anybody want to do the math? It was the 5th. So, on December 5th, I weighed 195.8 pounds. That was a Tuesday. The next day, is that right? Wednesday? Yep, Wednesday was here. Thursday morning we left. We spent Thursday, Friday in the city, a couple of hours in the morning on Saturday, and came home. I'm going to say one meal out, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 meals in restaurants in a row. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, fair amount of walking, as you can imagine, got my 10,000 steps in for sure. And I ate some stuff that, you think of as being in restaurants. One night I had shrimp tempura. I had a steak sandwich. I remember having half of a grilled cheese. Like when I was, grilled cheese. It was a restaurant grilled cheese. I had a few bites of it. I've had a handful or so of French fries this week. Stuff I don't normally have. I had ice cream once. Bunch of different things, right? Anyway, 195.8 pounds on the 5th. Last time I spoke to you. Today, 195.4 pounds. I am somehow lighter today than I was last week after spending this week doing what I did, eating what I did, and being in so many restaurants. I can tell you for certain that without Wegovy, I would have gained 4 or 5 pounds this week. Absolutely. There's no way around it. It's very exciting. But I want to spend the rest of the time telling you about future plans and a little bit about how I felt during the trip. Speaking to my endocrinologist recently, she's the one who prescribed the Wegovy, and she seems to feel strongly that when the Mounjaro version of their weight loss drug comes out, that she'll be moving me to that. So we'll see. That should be in the next couple of weeks to months, maybe, to get rid of some side effects that I am having with Wegovy. That honestly, the one side effect is just that my stomach is very stable. I go to the bathroom when I want to, but I wouldn't call my bowel movements, sorry for this, I wouldn't call them like, solid as a rock. So she thinks maybe that will help. Haven't really looked at a lot of the numbers recently with you guys, but I will here. BMI, 34.6 when I started. Today it is 28.9. Body fat is down to 26.5 from a starting point of 35. My body water is holding nice and steady. Skeletal muscle mass holding nice and steady. BMR is nice and steady. Fat-free body weight, which is today 143.8, began at 151.8. And my subcutaneous fat, which is today 23, began at 30 when we started doing all this. Visceral fat has been very stable at 12. My muscle mass is holding stable. Actually, I want to say that my muscle mass is holding stable, but I actually, visually am seeing my muscles, what do I want to say? They're tight. You know what I mean? Not loose and flapping around. Like, I feel good about my muscles right now. Definitely should probably lift some weights, I think. And my metabolic age, still at 56. But, you know what? It started at 58, so rock on. Anyway, this app's been great. It attaches to my scale. It was very inexpensive. Got it on Amazon. I think it's called Ren. Hold on. People ask me every time I bring it up, so try to be proactive here and tell you what it's called. Renpho, Renpho. Anyway, I'm going to shoot this Wegovy while I tell you about my experience this week. Take my glasses off. I wore a jacket, like an overcoat, because we were walking around the city. It was very cold. I caught a glance at myself a couple of times in a mirror or a piece of glass. I looked smooth. My body lines were smooth. It's the best thing I can say. Not the best thing I can say. It's the best way I can put it. I looked normal to me. I was able to wear a scarf without feeling weird about like double chin or like my face looking, like chubby from being pushed up from underneath. I had no trouble walking around. It's a lot more walking than I normally do. I was a little sore, my hips, my feet a little bit, but nothing you wouldn't expect from doing way more, walking than you normally do. But as far as energy goes, as far as air, breathing, not out of breath, no trouble doing what we did. Really fantastic time. Got to see the city around Christmas. It was very lovely. And that's pretty much it. So I'm going to shoot this 2.4 of Wegovy. And I mean, at this point now, my weight seems to be staying pretty stable. I am noticing like this has happened a couple of times over the past months, but it feels like there's a reshaping of your body that happens over time. So while I don't believe that I've lost weight, obviously recently I am maintaining, staying very stable, and I look different than I did even a few weeks ago. My stomach is tightening up in the front. My thighs, which were very man, when I first lost weight, I was like, oh my God, my thighs look like bat wings. But that's tightening up too. So that's good because that was upsetting. But everything else is going really well. I'm incredibly happy, and we'll see what's next. So let's stick this in here, let it do its job, and then we'll get back to it. Appreciate you guys listening. Hope you're enjoying this. Last thing is that over the weekend, while we were in the city, I felt completely comfortable jumping into photographs. Not a thing that normally would have happened. It just, no problem. Somebody picked up a camera. I was like, ooh, I'll be in that. And that was a really great feeling. Might have been the best part of this weekend. Hey, everybody. It's Scott, December 19th. I got to be honest with you. I have a lot to say, but I'm about to get into a car and drive all the way across the country to pick up my son. So I got to shoot and go. I weighed exactly the same as I weighed last week, I think. Yeah, I'm 195.6 today. I am pretty convinced that I need a little more medication. I am losing weight through the first 4 days of the week, and then in the 5th, 6th, and 7th day, gradually putting it back. And the eating hasn't changed. I think the medication is just not quite heavy enough at this point. I've mentioned it before, but my doctor wants to put me on Mounjaro, or the weight loss version of Mounjaro, for a side effect I'm having, which in clarity is not formed poopies. And hopefully this might also give me a little boost. Otherwise, I'm not sure what's going to happen here. But I don't gain weight, and that's really important, because you can see at the end of the week that without this, even just eating as normally as I've been for the last number of months, I would start to put weight back on. This medication is the only thing keeping this weight off of me. It is not willpower. It's not food choices. My body doesn't work right. It's the best thing I can say. 2.4 milligrams of Wegovy. Wish me luck. I'm driving 700 miles one way, sleeping, getting back in a car, and driving 700 miles back another way. I am far too old to be doing this, so who knows how this will go. I'll be all right, don't worry. 1, 2, 3. All right, everybody. The next time I talk to you, it'll be the day after Christmas. And indeed, it is the day after Christmas. Funny thing, I woke up today and didn't remember that it was Tuesday, so I didn't even weigh myself this morning. I am back from my Atlanta excursion. Everybody is fine. We've had Christmas. People are well. We're very excited that everyone is home. I have nothing to tell you except that I'm shooting my Wegovy, and I'll be back in 7 days to tell you what I weigh. Sorry about that. Anyway, I didn't do a very good job for you. Oops. I did not do a very good job for you this week. I apologize. I'll be back in a week, or in your lifetime, a couple of seconds, to let you know what happened next week. I guess this week. Coming up. Yeah. Hey, I'm back. It's January 2nd. I lost like a half a pound this week, but got some good news. The local pharmacy says that they have access to Zepbound, which is the weight loss version of Mounjaro. Not sure how to say it exactly yet. And my doctor is going to send in a script, and we're going to see what happens. So fingers crossed, everybody, for that, because I do seem to have plateaued here on the Wegovy. Weighed myself 2 days before Christmas, 195.6 on the 27th. 2 days after Christmas, I was 196.6. Went up to 197 the next day. Got through Christmas, 29th, 196 again, back down. I got to 194.8 on the 30th, but then back up, 195.4. And today I am 195.2. So, it's a bit of a yo-yo now. I don't think this 2.4 of Wegovy is quite enough. Hopefully we will find out if the Zepbound is any different for me. I was toying with the idea of going to Canada for some Ozempic and doing the Wegovy with like a little bump of Ozempic to get the dose up. But, that seems like a lot. So hopefully the Zepbound will be the answer. We'll find out soon, I guess. But for now, let's get this injected and keep going. I hope you all are doing well. Happy New Year. Okay, so we've got Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year in the books, doing 2.4 of Wegovy. Hopefully we can get moved to Mounjaro sooner than later. But for now, this stuff is a lifesaver. Let's go. What side of my belly should I use? Left or right? Is that stage left? If you were looking at me, it'd be my right side. I'm going to go there this time. Where, oh, where? How about here? Nope, I didn't like the way that felt. How about here? That's better. All right, guys, let's keep going. New year, new us. Ho, 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 we have a gift. My friends, the time has come. As Lionel Richie would have said, well, my friends, the time has come. You know the song. Raise the roof and have some fun. Guess what I have in my hand? You think, oh, Scott, it's 2.4 milligrams of Wegovy. Nope, it's not. It's 5 milligrams of Zepbound. That's right, friends. I'm Zepbound. I've been talking about it for a while now. I've been plateaued. Nothing's working. Talked to my doctor for a little bit, as you're supposed to do. And she said, let's try the Monjaro. Is it Monjaro? Monjaro? So anyway, Ozempic is currently classified. Your insurance will say it's okay for type 2 diabetes. They use the same exact formula, same molecule, same drug, called it Wegovy. Insurance says that's for weight loss. Wegovy's for weight loss. Ozempic is for type 2 diabetes. Well, Monjaro? Oh, God, am I going to have to learn how to pronounce this? Hold on a second. That's, currently classified for type 2. And they have a weight loss version called Zepbound. And I am, my friends, today, Zepbound. I'm going to learn more about it as we go, obviously, and talk to you about it. But from our friends at Eli Lilly, I'm making the switch to Zepbound because I've plateaued pretty seriously, actually. I'm going to read you some of my numbers, so this is a good place to keep all that information. I'm also moving my injection date to Saturday. So today is January 6th. I've actually, as you know, injected Wegovy on Tuesday, which I think was the 4th, but we're moving this to Saturday. My doctor also says that's okay. And so here we go. Today, when I woke up, I weigh 194.8 pounds. That seems to be my new place. I bounce between 194.8, 195.4 for the last 7 or so days. I'm going to go over all my numbers with you real quick before we Zepbound it. BMI is 28.8, body fat 26.4, my hydration 53.1, that's body water. Skeletal muscle mass 47.5. Excuse me. BMR 1777. Fat-free body weight 143.6. Subcutaneous fat 22.9. That's down from the day we started from 30. Visceral fat is 12. Visceral, down from 17 on the start date. My muscle mass 136.4. That's been pretty steady the whole time. Bone mass 7.2. Protein 16.8. Metabolic age, still 56. Of course, I'm using the Renpho scale. A lot of you ask, so I'm sure to say it now. I do not have any kind of an agreement with them. They are not buying ads. But ask yourself this, Renpho, why not? So let's shoot this Zepbound, and then I'm going to come back next week with a whole new bunch of information for you. I guess that makes this a pretty short episode because I'm going to put this one out. Yeah, this one's only like 16 minutes long, but we got a big shift here. I guess I'm going to tell you that the next episode will be called Zepbound Diary, formerly Wegovy Diary, or something like that. I have no idea. Okay, Zepbound. So this needle's a little different. The other one, you pop the cap off and you just push the whole thing into you. It clicks in, you hold it, and it clicks off when you let go. It actually works. The pen, the Wegovy pen, seems very similar to me to the Gvoke HypoPen. So this one is different. You pop the cap off and then you unlock this, you turn this dial to unlock it, and then you push a button at the top. Whatever. Oh, I shouldn't have put my shirt on. I'm undressing. Those are my snaps. This is very sexy. It's not, trust me. Okay. Exposing my belly. There it is. Before I inject this, let me say this. I've lost, I don't know exactly what, 38.5. I guess I could have looked. I've lost 38.6 pounds since March 28th, 2023. Today is January 6th, 2024. For those of you who have seen photos of me, I look like a completely different person. It would be very easy to say, I did it, I'm done. But truth is, my BMI is still high. I'm still technically obese. And though my legs are nice and trim and my arms are, and across my chest is looking good, I have all this extra weight is in my belly. And I am not having a heart attack. Scotty ain't going out like that. Okay. And on top of that, I've learned something. So I think I told you this story already, but real quickly, I had a photo taken of me the other day in the same exact position, in the same exact place as I had a photo taken of me a year ago. They were both taken by my daughter, who then said, I'm going to share these pictures with you because I think you're going to be amazed. And I looked in the picture that's 1 year old. I was sloppy, fat, I appeared unkept, even though I didn't feel that way. My face looked tired and sunken. It was a mess. Like, I look a mess. But if I think back to a year ago, I didn't feel that way. And if I looked in the mirror, I didn't look that way to me. Today, I can look back 38.6 pounds later and tell you I was in trouble. I did not look good. And it would be easy to say, I'm so much better now. I'm good. I'm done. But if I forget who I was a year ago and just assess myself today for who I am today, the person I am today is still not in a healthy way. Not completely. I'm much better than I was. I look better in clothing. I look better in photos. All that kind of like surface stuff is 1,000% better, obviously. But I'm not there yet. And I'm not stopping. So Zepbound, which is a Wegovy's a GLP-1. Zepbound is actually a GLP-1 and a GLP-2. Am I right about that? Hold on. Sorry. I'm going to read to you for a second, then I'm going to learn more about it as we go. People taking Zepbound lose up to 48 pounds. Through a 17-month clinical trial, people who dieted, exercised, and took Zepbound sustained weight loss. But all right, that all sounds like, you know what I mean. It comes in 5, 10, and 15 milligram doses. I don't know that I'll ever go up from the 5. We'll find out, of course. Yeah, so from what I hear from my doctor, Zepbound might not just be helping with weight, but it could also help with acid reflux, which I have, but don't have as bad as I used to have when I was 38 pounds heavier. And it could also take away any side effects. I don't mean that. What do I mean? She told me that she's hearing from her patients that Zepbound maybe has fewer side effects for her patients than Wegovy had. And I do still have one side effect while I'm on Wegovy, which is Scotty hasn't seen a nice solid bowel movement in a while, if you know what I mean. They're not like, I can't believe we talk about this stuff. They're not like fire hose horrible or anything like that. They're just not what I would call where I want them to be. If this changes that, well, then that's just another thing clicked off the list, which I would really appreciate. I'm just looking to be healthy, to feel good, and to actually be good. All right. I'm looking at my belly here, which is significantly smaller than it used to be. And I have decided on an area. I've popped the cap. Pop. Sorry. I just popped the cap. Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm putting it up to my skinny skin. Unlocking the pen. I'll do a little pinch. And then a button, right? Oh, God. Is this going to hurt? Here we go. That was pretty quick. Did it hurt? No. Little drop of blood. I'd never had a little drop of blood with Wegovy. Man, that needle shoots out of there. It's like, hello, here I come. All right, people. I guess I would have normally said, here we Wegovy, but instead, let's say something, what does Zep mean? I was going to say I'm Zepbound. What the hell's Zep? Like, here we Wegovy was easy. That made sense. What What is a Zep? Zep's not a thing, right? Hold on. Zep meaning. Maybe it means something I don't know. Cookery. A long sandwich consisting of a crusty roll cut lengthwise, filled with meat, cheese, onion, lettuce, and condiments. Well, that doesn't seem like that's going to... Zeppelin. A Zep is a Zeppelin. Oh, Zeppeli. Oh, I'm getting it now. Zep is a certain type of submarine sandwich. All right, well, that's not as much fun. Let's say this. I'm healthbound. Scotty got the Zepbound. Next time, look for an episode called Zepbound Diary. Maybe I should just change it to GLP Diary. GLP Weight Loss Diary. Weight Loss Diary. Anyway, if I make a change to episode 10, which I'm going to have to, I might have to go back and change the rest of them. I don't know. You'll figure it out. I want to thank you for listening to the podcast. Wish you a happy and healthy new year. I haven't done that yet. And what else? That's pretty much it. Check out the private Facebook group. If you're enjoying the podcast, leave a 5-star rating and a thoughtful review. It helps people find the show. And of course, turn on those automatic downloads in your app. And please be subscribed to an app like Apple Podcasts or Spotify, Amazon Music, something like that. You want me to say thank you so much for listening? I can do it right here. Ready? Watch this. Hold on. Let me get a drink. Thank you so much for listening. I'll be back soon with another episode of the Juicebox Podcast. Listen to that depth in my voice tonight. Let's go. I sound good. You know, being serious for a second before I say goodbye, I wish you could see me here. It's Saturday night. I'm buttoning up the show, doing a bunch of little things. And I'm sitting here in a nice shirt, pants that fit well. I got new shoes on that are nice. Like Arden got me for Christmas, these boots that are really lovely. I feel good. And I think I look better because I feel good. Like it's an attitude, not a size, if that makes sense. Anyway, I went out to dinner with my lovely wife this evening. I looked terrific. She looked fine. We went out. We had a nice time. We came back here. We're both getting a little work done on a Saturday night. And I know you're like, Saturday night, you're doing work. Well, you know what? I work for myself, and my boss is an asshole.